Welcome to the Inner Beauty School podcast. Today, I'm trying something a little bit new. I am trying video with the audio. So we'll do it today and see how it works. So if you're listening to this, have a video to go along with it, then you can go over to YouTube and check it out. And if you're listening and you're watching me on video, hey, how are you? I'm trying something new. So let me know if you like it. You can just message me on Instagram at Sarah Drury. Just come on over there and just send me a DM. I love chatting and talking and connecting there. It's where I hang out the most. So I would love if you would come over and say hello and let me know if you like the video component or if you mostly listen on just audio on iTunes or not Stitcher. I don't think I'm on Stitcher, but Spotify. Okay, so today I'm jumping back in. I've been a little bit absent from the podcast. So if you've been wondering and waiting and like trying to figure out where the heck I've gone, I do apologize. First of all, there's so many things to talk to you about. We got to catch up. So first of all, it's been summertime. We just went back to school. So like I just sent Jack Henry back to school last week, and it was I didn't realize how just how kind of hard it is to have him home all the time. I knew that it would be like a little bit more, like a little bit trickier, but no, it like threw everything off. So I have been way out of whack this summer with just being consistent with my podcast, with being consistent with my routines, especially my morning routine that I love. So if you have felt that way too, because either you had kids at home or you just, were like doing things this summer and you fell off track with whatever it is that you have fallen off track with, don't worry, don't stress, don't beat yourself up about it. I'm just starting it back up. Okay. So that's a big thing is I think, especially as women, we like to pile on about how we just suck at things, and you don't suck at anything. You just fell off track. Just get back on. A note on that, in just 2 weeks, I am hosting a really cool kind of goal setting. This is like a new course that I'm creating, and it's all about goal setting, but not just goal setting, but actually achieving. What makes the difference between where you're starting and where you set the goal, and then when you actually hit it? Like, how do we get these two to come together? And this is something that I've gotten extraordinarily good at. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty good at finishing and achieving the goals that I set. And it's because of certain things. And some of them are ancient techniques that really, I don't hear a lot of people talking about. So I want to walk people through my process. And this is going to be kind of a new course that I'm creating. So if that sounds like something that you would love to do, we're going to talk about things inside of goal setting that might be a little bit of a different take on getting goal clarity, on tuning into your intuition and kind of like the spiritual side of these things. And then also, what does it actually take to get to that goal and what makes the difference? If that sounds like something that you would love to do, I have an application that you can fill out, and basically I'm going to give you the course totally free and let you go through it for like totally free. And the only thing I ask in return is that you participate, because if you don't show up and do the work, you're not going to get your goal. And also that you give me an honest tutorial. Yeah. Show me how to do it. An honest like feedback and testimonial. There was the word I was looking for. So I'm really, really excited about that. That's going to be something coming up, like I said, in just a couple of weeks, since the beginning of September. So where have I been? Well, I have been on top of the summer thing. I was traveling for a couple weeks. This is 2 weeks or so ago. I am just now sorting myself out, sorting my life out. I was exhausted. I was so exhausted from all of the things that I've done this summer, from the traveling. And so I was at a mastermind for 4 or 5-ish days. And then I went straight from that mastermind to giving a speech, the like maybe biggest speech that I've given so far, which was one of my goals, by the way. And I was exhausted. I have taken the last little bit of summer before school started to just chill. I slept in like almost every single day. I've been reading books. I've been taking it easy. I've been working a little bit here and there, things that have to get done. But I have been self-caring it up. And also prepping for the big things that are coming. I have a book coming out. And just some big things that are coming up. So I'm really, really excited to get into that. But that's where I've been. That's what I've been up to. And today's podcast, I want to share with you the 5 biggest takeaways from my mastermind. Now, I did an episode on my 10 takeaways from my last time I was at my mastermind. And it actually got a lot of downloads and listens. And so I think that you're enjoying these. And I have one more this year that I will attend in November. So I'll do my takeaways on that too, if you would like. So today I thought I would do my 5 takeaways. Why am I doing 5 instead of 10? I don't know. I was just narrowing it down. So let's get started. This is in no particular order, but I have my phone here. Okay, so the number 1 takeaway, and I wrote it in a question form, but do you have pillars in place with your messaging within your business, your like core pillars, that all of your content, all of the things that you're producing in your business, there should be core pillars, and all of your content can flow out from those. So it can be anywhere from 3 to 5. I have 4 pillars in my sort of business, the 4 main areas that all of my content can flow out from. And that doesn't mean 4 main topics. It just means pillars. So do you have that in place inside of your business? This was something that I've been missing for a really long time, and something that has also changed over time as my business has changed as well. So one of the biggest things that I've done this year, in where like some of the things that I'm talking about, some of the programs that I'm coming up with are brand new to my business, and my business has changed quite a bit over the last 4 years, but specifically this last year, it has pretty much gone like flipped it all on its head. And so I'm sort of rebuilding a foundation of my messaging, my pillars, all of those things that are really, really essential to going really like big. You have to have a really solid foundation. So one of those things is to have pillars in place that all of your content then flows from. So that was a really big takeaway for me, and something that now that I have this kind of nailed in, I'm super excited. This is something that we have learned over the last little bit of working with Jim Fortin, who also talks a lot about working with his brother, who is a shaman. And he is an actual shaman. If you know anything about that, it's not just somebody who says they're shaman. It's quite a bit different. And so one of the things that we learned from him is the longest journey that you ever take is from your head to your heart. So it's 17 inches is what he says, that it's from your head to your heart. And you can just let that sit with you and soak in and see what that feels like to you and see what that means to you. But this was a huge takeaway for me, is that there is often such a disconnect between these two things, our head and our heart. And we need to figure out how to get from here to here and start working from our heart, not our head all the time. We're so much in our head, and it holds us back in so many different ways. You can probably see that in your own life, whatever this means to you, because it might mean dang heads all the time, and just focusing on what it means to really open our hearts and work from our hearts. So that was a huge takeaway for me. And then another thing that Jim said during our mastermind was, you can fail your way to six figures. You just need to be taking action. So something that I am dedicated to is failing fast and failing quickly so that you can bounce back quickly. So the more you fail, the more it means you're taking action, the more it means you're trying, the more it means you're gaining knowledge and experience. This is not a pillar, but this is definitely a main topic for me in some of my messaging. And you've probably heard me talk about it before. I am so passionate about redefining what failure means, and understanding that every successful person on the planet has experienced failure. And it's not that success means that you didn't fail, you just succeeded, right? No, every successful person has failed their way to success. And so that means that you should be so proud of yourself when you fail, when you just totally screw stuff up, because you can learn from that. You can get a lesson, an insight, the experience, whatever it is. And also, a lot of times when we do fail, it's like, not only have we like kind of maybe messed up a little bit and it feels bad, but it feels bad because we make it mean stuff about us. We make it mean that we suck, or that we're not good enough, or whatever. And it's like, I was talking to someone recently and she said, I've just failed a lot. And it's like, good. I am so proud of you. That means that you were trying. That means that you're getting your butt out there and you're doing the things that it takes to get to success. You will never, ever, ever get to success if you don't have some of those failures. And then I've heard somebody else sort of talk about it like it's a staircase or a mountain. And at the end, the stairs and the mountain that you're standing on are the failures. You just don't want to be buried underneath. You want to be standing on top. So don't let the failure knock you off your track. Take the lesson, take the experience, and move on to the next thing, because I promise you, when you get over here to the success that you're looking for, you're going to be able to look back and be like, I'm so glad I had that lesson. I'm so glad I had that experience. And you'll see that each time you failed, you learned something about the next step, something that was valuable for you on the next part of your journey. So, and like the point here with failing to six figures, it's like, you can make money as you're failing. And just because you don't have to have everything perfect before you take action. Okay. So then, let's see what I wrote here. Oh, this is good. When you don't know the answer, you have to get silent. The music is made in the space between the notes. So you may be like, wow, this is not all businessy stuff. Yeah, our mastermind goes deep, okay? But so that to me is almost, can be one of the harder things. And maybe you'll see yourself in this as well, but it can almost be a little bit hard to sit still and to get quiet. I've had to train myself in that, and I have had to work and practice a little bit at getting silent, and it's still something that I get to practice and really take those moments to tune into what's happening in my heart versus my head, in my soul versus my analytical mind. So oftentimes our answers, the thing that we're looking for, they don't come from something that we already know, because if we already knew it, wouldn't we be doing that thing? Sometimes it takes turning off the noise inside of our heads and getting quiet and tuning in to your intuition, to whatever, is trying to come through you, but you cannot hear it in your noisy, busy, often it's called the monkey mind. Oftentimes you cannot hear it unless you get quiet. So this is a huge one. And I knew this and I know this, but what a good reminder it is and I even wrote it down again. I've written this down so many times, but I wrote it in my notebook because so many times I'll get to a place where I've taken action. Maybe it either doesn't turn out the way I wanted it to, or I get a little confused or stuck in a certain area, like what needs to be here, or how do I move to the next thing? And that's not going to come from up here. It's from my mind. It's going to come from taking good deep breaths. Sometimes it's good to get out into nature. For me, I love to just go for a walk or walk, in nature and just really get quiet and tune in to what's trying to come through. And then bam, it comes through and I know what to do next. So that is huge and such a good reminder for me and hopefully for you as well. And then the fifth one is something that I even talked about in the last podcast about my mastermind, but it's such a vitally important piece of running a successful business is the community aspect. And the thing is, you need a peer group, right? Not just your team or other people, friends in your life, but people who know what it's like to run a similar business to what you run, and getting into community with those people and really kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Cultivating those relationships. It's so vitally important. And so what I have here is that we're here to change the world and also make money. And there's nothing wrong with that. And being in a community of other people who are on a similar mission is life-giving. I can't tell you how filled up I feel after these masterminds and after being in this community of people. I'm not going to lie, it is hard for me, or I choose to see that it's hard, to be away from my home, to be away from my family. My son is 6.5. It is not his favorite time when I'm gone. And then for me this time, when I was coming back and just jumping right back into giving a speech, I actually brought him with me for that. But it was a lot and it was hard. And I am a hardcore introvert. That means that I recharge when I'm alone, not when I'm in a group of people. But that being said, when I am with my mastermind and this peer group of people who are on similar missions to me to make money and change the world, I walk away ready to tackle anything. I can do anything. And it's because I feel like they have my back. It's because I feel like we're on this similar journey together. Finding people that are on your same journey and path as you, it's rare. It is rare. So finding those people is going to be so important to your success, to my success. And then spending the time, even if it feels hard, air quotes, to cultivate those relationships because of all the other things going on in your life. Make it a priority because it will change your business. It will change the emotional side of things because you don't feel so alone. And so just, I know, again, like I said, I talked about it last time, but I really felt passionately about talking about it again because I always noticed it even more strongly when I come back from those meetings where I am just like, yes, okay, I can do this. These people are doing this. The other thing is like you see what's possible for you because other people are having these amazing successes and you're like, yes, like we can do this together. So that is what I have for you today. If you liked the video aspect of this, please let me know. If you're just listening only to the audio, I want to hear that too because I want to open up a dialogue and chat with you. If, like I said at the beginning, you're interested in coming along for the journey of helping me build my new beta course all about achieving your goals and really just like opening up this portal to magic, then please send me a DM and I will make sure that you get the link to the application so that you can come in this free course with me. It's probably about I would say as I'm putting it all together, it's going to be at least a $497 value, if not way more than that. But again, it's totally free for you if you want to come and participate in that and give me some feedback. I would be happy to have you. I hope you have a wonderful, magical, beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you next week. I'm committed to coming back to podcasting weekly, putting it out there so that you can hold me accountable. Okay, I will talk to you later.